Hello, good morning everyone. I'm Casey Silvania. So today I will be talk about the structure, function, and process of lawmaking in China. So it is focused on the National People's Congress and the State Council. So my report or this presentation will help you to understand or to know how the laws in China are made and also who are the involved in the process. So now let's proceed to the introduction to the NPC or the National People's Congress. So the National People's Congress or the NPC is a very essential part of central government system of the People's Republic in China. So yung NPC is the highest authority in China by the 1954 Constitution. So this means it is the only group or yung NPC lang yung gumagawa ng laws in China. So think of it nga like it's like a giant assembly wherein yung mga representative each areas in China is sasama-sama sila to discuss or to decide the law that can affect the peoples in China. So, for example, if there are new law proposed about the environmental protection, let's say, so yung NPC, magde-debate sila, they will also gather public opinions, and then silang magde-decide kung i-approve man nila yung law. So, they will gonna vote it yung mga tao sa NPCs. Kasi may mga deputies sila doon. So, matatakil natin maya-maya. So, now dito naman tayo sa composition of the NPC or the National People's Congress. So, ito na yung mini-mention ko kanina na may deputies or may representative each area in the country, China. So, the NPC is made up of deputies. So, parang sila yung mga representative that came from or elected from the different places or different provinces, regions, sabi nga dito, municipalities, and even militaries, na parang sila yung nagiging representative para magkaroon ng boses. Siyempre, sa dami ng tao, each provinces, hindi naman pwedeng lahat sila kabilang sa National People's Congress. That's why meron silang representatives. Kumbaga, meron yung leader, kumbaga nila. Para dun nila i-voice out or yung deputy nila or yung representative nila, siya yung kumbaga siya yung way para malaman na NPC kung ano yung mga concerns or challenges nila sa provinces na yon, na magde-decide sila kung ano yung mga law na i-enact nila. And also, for example, magbigay lang tayo ng example from a certain province in China. For example, let's say sa Guangdong province in China. So, they will represent the interest of the people who are live in the Guangdong, China. So, yung representative nila sa Guangdong, siya yung mag-represent ng mga interest or yung mga concerns ng people there. So, the process for electing this is outlined by the electoral law of China, so which has been effective since March 1, 1953. So each deputy serves a 4-year term. So mag-serve sila ng 4 years, meron silang 4 years. So pero pwede ring ma-extend yung term nila pag hindi pa completed or hindi natapos yung elections for the new Congress. No. So, kasi hindi pwedeng ma-vacant yung mga position na gano'n. Dapat is meron dapat yung representative each area in China. So, para ma-ensure rin that they are always na representative in the place para matulungan to make decisions in making laws. Ito na yung mga roles of NPC deputies. So their responsibility supervised by the units they represent, of course. So the NPC deputies have the important responsibilities. They are supervised, sabi ko nga kanina. So meaning, they must be listened to their constituents. So if the deputy unable to do his or her job, he or she can replace in that position. Ito is according to their law din na dapat is ginagawa nila yung trabaho nila or yung responsibility nila. And pag hindi nila nagawa yung pwede nilang i-replace yung nasa position na yon. Kagaya nga ng sinabi ko, kasi hindi pwedeng wala silang representative. It is important na meron silang representative sa NPC or the deputies. So for example niya, yung certain deputy or representative nag-resign or namatay, kailangan ay magkakaroon sila ng by-election, which is mag-choose sila ng new representative na mas magre-replace sa position. Or for example, meron din deputy na yung action niya is improper. So, pwede nilang i-replace or pumili ng representative na who can do better to serve their province or their community. So, yung deputy nila or yung representative, mag-a-attend siya ng mga meeting. Dapat lagi siyang nag-a-attend, local man or national level. So, they might discuss the laws about their communities. So, sila yung in charge doon. So, for example, in education, reforms or healthcare policies. So, yung mga deputies, sila yung in charge sa gagawin nilang policies, kung ano ba yung concerns nila sa mga sarili nilang province, ganon. So, dapat, and dito sa legal protections naman, is yung deputies, it cannot be arrested or put on a trial without the approval of the NPC. Kasi dapat may permission from the NPC. Kasi, which will protect them for the political pressure din. So, let's go sa session of NPC, the National People's Congress. So, they have annual sessions, of course. So, the NPC meets regularly with the annual session. So, it is organized, sabi dito kasi, by the standing committee. So, pwede rin silang administer a special session kapag kailangan yung mga biglaan, kumbaga ganon. So, itong sessions na to is very important because dito na inaalaw yung mga deputies na mag-gather o magsama-sama para ma-discuss nila yung mga issues that are facing in their areas, respective areas, provinces, ganon, para malaman nila kung ano talaga yung mga issue sa country ng China. So, doon na sila pwedeng magpupos ng mga laws, yung mga gagawin nilang laws, para maprotektahan or para masolusyonan yung mga issues na na-face in their country, China. So, in the beginning of the session, yung deputies, before sila mag-start ng meeting, nag-elect sila kung sino yung magiging executive chairman, which is yung executive chairman, siya yung parang mag-lead ng meeting all the time. in that certain session lang. So, iba na naman sa next na session nila. So, mag-lead sila ng, mag-elect sila ng chairman to lead the meeting. So, yung chairman, yung trabaho niya is parang ma-maintain na yung discussions nila is smoothly. Kumbaga, walang away na magaganap, ganito. Para ma-ensure rin na lahat sa session na yon is may chance na makapagsalita. Dapat may chance silang i-voice out kung ano yung mga concerns nila para malaman din, di ba? So, there's also a secretariat wherein managed by the Secretary General. So, ito yung mag-handle ng mga daily tasks nila para ma-ensure rin yung smoothly meeting during the session. So, parang katulungan siya ng executive chairman. So, for example, if di ba sinabi ko kanina na pwede silang magkaroon ng special sessions. So, for example, merong urgent na nangyari or nagkaroon silang urgent na problema, let's say national disasters, mga bagyo, earthquakes, or any natural disaster din. So, pwede silang magpatawag ng session. Kasi kailangan nang ma-discuss right away. Kasi unexpected na nagkaroon sila ng issue. So, yun, pwede silang magpatawag ng discussion para ma-discuss nila yung mga relief efforts and how to allocate the resources. So, yung mga solutions na pwede nilang i-propose para sa issue na nangyari. So, yun yung pwede silang mag-add ng special sessions. Kahit, kunyari, kasi session lang nila, tapos naka-schedule na naman yung susunod, ay naka-schedule na pwede silang karoon ng special session ulit para yun ma-address nila yung mga issues na nangyayari. So, dito naman tayo sa key function of NPC. First is the constitutional authority. So, administer, enforcement, and amendments, sabi dito. So, it enforces or can change the constitution, which is the highest law in the China. So, for instance, if there is a need to update a rights or related to, let's say, education or any kind of, let's say, technology, ganon. So, yung NPC can propose the changes. So, sila yung pwede silang mag-amend yung NPC. So, next is the legislation. Of course, it makes the law that everyone in China must follow. Sila yung gagawa ng laws. Sila yung mag-approve ng mga ipropose na laws na dapat is must follow of the Chinese or yung mga tao sa China. For example, it might be a new law that addresses a environmental issue, let's say pollution control measures, gano'n. So, sila yung maggagawa or i-enact nila yung law. So, next is the elections. So, it elects the important leaders, of course. So, like presidents, head of the judiciary, which are the courts. So, para ma-ensure that yung mga key position in the government in China are filled by the representative of the people there. So, next is the budget approval. Examine and approve the state budget and financial reports. So, it reviews and approves also the state budgets deciding how money is spent. Also, if the government wants to increase funding in education, so yung NPC is magdi-discuss sila and also magbo-vote sila on this proposal na kay gusto nilang mag-increase ng fund in the education. So, of course, NPC will discuss it. Kasi nga, siya yung pinakayas, dapat involved pa rin yung NPC doon. Sila yung mag-approve and anything and everything. So, next is the national decisions. So, dito naman sa national decisions, decide economic plans, amnesties, and matters of war and peace. So, dito, sila yung magde-decide sa economic plans, amnesties, which can forgive the certain crime. For example, if there is a proposal improve the international trade, ganon. So, NPC pa rin. NPC pa rin yung magde-decide kung i-approve ba nila yung proposal ng mga tao to improve the international trade. So, next is the standing committee of the NPC. So, meron silang standing committee. So, sino ba to? Ano ba yung mga role nila? So, first, the role of and composition, a permanent body responsible for ongoing governance. So, yung standing committee is a permanent group within the NPC which help with the ongoing governance. So, it includes the chairman, vice chairman, and the members elected by the NPC. So, these committees meets more frequently kahit hindi na yung buong NPC ang meron pa rin yung standing committee, which is pwede silang yung standing committee na lang kahit hindi na yung buong NPC ang magde-decide ng mga decision. So, pwede silang lumapit sa standing committee na lang yung mga deputies kung may concern sila, areas they represent. So, yung decision made by the standing committee are usually passed by a simple majority vote. So, this means that more than half of the members must agree to something to become official. So, for example, nagkaroon ng meeting, ng standing committee between deputies lang, hindi na yung buong hindi na lang yung buong National People's Congress ang present. So, yung standing committee lang, sila yung magde-decide kung i-approve ba nila yung certain na concern nila. For example, merong nag-propose, tapos kailangan majority of the members there is nag-vote na maging official yon. So, yun, pwede na nilang i-enact, for example, yung law. For example, may nag-propose ng ganito, na ganito yung gawin natin, ganito yung policy, tapos yung standing committee lang yung meron, hindi na yung buong NPC. So, standing committee will improve if majority of the members there ay nag-approve na rin. So, yun, pwede na nilang i-official yung certain na napag-usapan nila. For example, there is a urgent law needed to address, for example, public health crisis. So, the standing committee can quickly approve it basta napag-votan na. So, kahit hindi na nila hintayin yung full NPC session. Kasi parang sa session lang nila i-voice out or yung mga concerns nila, yung mga anong tawag dito, yung mga requests nila, parang sa NPC NPC session, which is annually lang nagaganap na ma-voice out yon. Pero pag may urgent, pwede nilang ilapit sa mga standing committee in NPC. So, yung standing committee, sila yung magde-decide. Kagaya ng sabi ko kanina, kahit hindi na antayin yung annual session ng National People's Congress. Next is the authority of standing committee. So, ito yung mga authority nila. So, electing deputies to the NPC. This is to ensure that lahat ng areas in China are represented. Also, organizing a next NPC session. So, convene the next NPC session. So that yung discussions nila is continue smoothly siya. Laging dapat annually may sessions. Hindi dapat kumbaga malabsan AJ na session. Dapat adda continuous. And also, issue decrees and construe law. So, interpreting laws and issuing decrees of like official orders when clarification is needed. Next is administer the work of the State Council and Judiciary. So, you're overseeing the work of the State Council and the Judiciary to ensure na they follow laws. So, madidiscuss rin natin mamaya yung State Council. So, next is annul decisions conflicting with the Constitution or law. So, they will canceling the decisions that do not follow the Constitution or laws which help to maintain integrity. Also, appoint or remove various state officials when Congress is not in session. So, they have also the authority in appointing or removing a certain official or various officials when the NPC is not in session to keep the government functioning effectively. Kahit wala na yung buong NPC, parang if wala yung buong NPC, standing committee ang next, parang gano'n. So, they have the authority also to appoint and remove. Kagaya nga, pag merong certain a government official is found na nag-a-act improperly. So, the standing committee can remove that official quickly para ma-maintain yung public trust there in China. Ito naman tayo sa mga additional committees and commissions. So, the NPC has various committees, so including nationalities committees, bills committee, budget committee, credential committee. So, commissions of inquiry can be formed for specific investigations requiring cooperation from state organs and citizens. So, committees examine bills related to nationalities and laws submitted by autonomous units. So, the NPC also has a various committees. So, which is na-enumerate ko kanina, naka-fresh din dito. So, yung mga committees na to is, it will help to examine specific issues and gather information from citizens and state agency. So, for instance, in the Nationalities Committee. So, Nationalities Committee looks at law that affect different ethnic groups in China. So, ito, they will ensure that these laws respect the rights and interests of all the nationalities. So, such as those living in a autonomous region with special rights. So, yun, yung meron din mga iba pang committees ang NPC, which is yung mga yan. Let's move on. So, na-mention kanina na yung State Council. So, didiscuss naman natin ngayon the State Council. So, the State Council serve as the chief administrative authority in China. So, the State Council acts as the main administrative body in China. So, it is similar to a cabinet in order to other countries, but has its own unique features naman. So, like removing middle management levels to the streamlined decision making. So, resolutions require deliberation and plenary meetings are typically held monthly. So, resolutions which are decision made by the State Council are discussed in meeting that usually happen once a month. So, this meeting that Premier and other key officials, for example, if there is a need to address a rising, let's say, in unemployment, so the State Council can meet to discuss, to measure, to create jobs, parang ganon, State Council. So, para mas maintindihan natin kung ano yung State Council, i-discuss natin yung mga authority and responsibilities nila. So, first is issue and implement administrative measures. So, administrative measure, it issues the rules and implements the decision of the for their country, China, such as ano ba, yung mga education regulations, yung mga healthcare regulations, new healthcare regulations, ganun. Next is submit bills to the NPC. So, submitting bills. So, it can propose new law to the NPC. And when State Council can propose new laws to the NPC, such as environmental protection, parang ganon. And also, direct ministries and local administrations, so directing ministries. It manages various government departments and local administration. This is to ensure that they work together effectively. Next is the implement national economic plans and provisions of the state budget. So, of course, economic plans. It carries out the national economic strategies and manages the budget. This is to ensure that yung mga resources nila is na-allocate properly. Cultural work, direct external effort and cultural work. It oversees the education and cultural initiatives to promote national equity, parang ganon. National unity. Next is the protect citizens' rights and maintain law and order. So, dito naman, protecting rights. This is to ensure that the citizens' rights and maintain public order will respond to the issues like protest or public safety. So, next is the appoint or remove administrative personnel as per the law. So, as per the law, pwede yung State Council, pwede rin silang mag-hire or remove ng mga officials as necessary, ensuring that capable people are in that key positions. So, for example, if there's an responsibilities ng State Council niya, for example, if there is a need for a new education policy, the State Council can create a plan or a policy. Pwede rin nilang i-implement it quickly to address the issue. Pero, meron din naman yung mga times na kailangan pa rin nilang i-submit ito sa NPC. para rin, syempre, aware. Tsaka, kung ano rin yung i-recommend or masasabi ng NPC. Pero pwede naman siguro na nilang implement as long as ikaw mabuti naman, and siguro importante rin na kailangan maisubmit mo na nila sa NPC para aware rin yung NPC. Let's proceed here to the additional responsibilities of the State Council. So, law enforcement. So, this, it will protect the state interests and ensure the public safety para makarespond sila sa mga crimes and emergencies. Also, the national defense, of course, the defensive measures. So, dito is para ma-strengthen yung military forces nila to defend their country, China, from the external threats. Yun yung defensive measure. So, another one is appointments. So, mention na natin kanina yon, yung pwede silang mag-hire and remove administrative personnel as per the law. Para ma-ensure nila na tama yung mga tao na in charge sa administrative or sa position na yon. Next is the implementation of plans, execute national economic plans and state budget provisions. So, it carries out national economic plan, economic strategies, and budget provision effectively. So, para minimake sure nila na yung mga plan project nila, for example, is yung infrastructure development is are completed. Yun, ina-ensure nila yung implementation ng plans nila at tinitignan nila mabuti kung completed na ba, kompleto na ba lahat ng mga kailangan, gano'n, para smoothly yung pagka-implement nila. So now, the conclusion, the NPC functions as the highest legislative body with the real authority of and held by the Communist Party. So in conclusion, NPC is the highest legislative body in China. So, but much of the real power is held by the Communist Party. So, next is the Standing Committee plays a pivotal role in governance and lawmaking. Also, the Standing Committee has important role also in governance and lawmaking in China. While the State Council naman is responsible for the executing the law. So, yung NPC magde-decide nila, maggagawa sila ng mga laws. Tapos, yung State Council, sila naman yung responsible for executing the law and managing the administrative task effectively. So, yon, they have NPC, State Council. Always remember that together the NPC and State Council, always remember, from the backbone of China's legislative and administrative system. So, while the NPC has assignative authority, it operates under the influence of Communist Party nga. So, para itong structure na to, it will ensure that yung laws that are made in China na-enforce efficiently. Although it also means that true powers often lies within the party rather than with the representative elected by the people. Yun. Just always remember that NPC has the highest legislative body, while the Student Council naman is responsible in executing laws. So, that's all. Thank you for listening. Good day, everyone, again.